Nakrasana. I think this is definitely one that I think a lot of practitioners struggle with. And I don't know that I struggled with it, but again, like a lot of poses, I kind of relearned how to do it at one point, and it became very beneficial to me. So nakrasana is a pose that we do in intermediate series, and I was originally taught to do it kind of high, but I was also taught to do my chaturanga kind of high, and then I relearned it. What I see a lot of students do is they use their upper body to do the work. And really and truly, it's not about the upper body. It's not like you want to like use your hands to go forward and backwards at all, okay? You actually want to, and this is why I called it finding the twerk, because you want to find it in the pelvic area. You want to use the Uddiyana Bandha, especially in Nakrasana, to be what propels you forward and pulls you back. So anytime I get a really good cue from a teacher or anyone, I like to give them credit. So in this case, when I relearned Nakrasana and it became more efficient, I always take on a cue when I think it becomes more efficient. So in this case, that's what happened. A guy named Olivier David, actually, he's now authorized. He's authorized level 2 in Ashtanga. He's the one that gave me this cue. Now, at the time he gave it to me, he wasn't authorized, and he was practicing under a teacher in India named Shashadri. So if that's where he learned it, then that's where he learned it. I don't know, but I do appreciate what he told me. Now, twerking is my word, not his. He just said, use your bandhas to do the work. Don't use your upper body. And I thought that was really quite brilliant. It just made it so much easier. But I see a lot of students struggling with this. They're really trying to exert their upper body across the floor, forward and backwards, and that's totally not necessary. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to completely over-exaggerate my pelvic area just so you see kind of what we're working with. But whether or not you need to over-exaggerate it yourself, that lift in the pelvic area, you know, that's for you to decide, but I'm going to over-exaggerate it for the purpose of this video so you get a good visual of kind of what you're going for, okay? So you don't want to be high, you don't want to be like up here. You know, you don't want to be too high when you do it. You really do want to be low, okay? The other thing is you want to make sure your feet are together, okay, so feet not apart, and you want to work as a unit. You really want to make sure that your whole body is intact and working together cohesively. If any of the body parts are not in full tact, then it becomes extra weight to pull forward and backwards. So everything needs to be fully activated, fully engaged, but the driver of this pose is going to be your bandhas, okay? You're going to take that momentum from the pelvic area, and then it's going to carry everything forward and then carry everything backwards, okay? It's not, the action is not going to stem from your hands. It's going to stem from the pelvic area, okay? So I will try to demonstrate what that looks like, all right? And again, I'm going to over-exaggerate this motion. But you want to be low. Now I'm going to just tip my butt up a lot so you see, okay? Now this is really exaggerated, like I said, but you're going to like scoop the belly and then use the belly to go forward. And the same going back. You're going to scoop and twerk and thrust the other way. But the action doesn't, again, I just want to like reiterate this. We're not going forward with our upper body. We're going forward and backwards with our pelvic area. So think about scooping ice cream or something. Like really scoop from that pelvic area, and then once you contain the energy, use it to thrust you forward or pull you backwards, okay? The extensions, right, our upper body and our lower body are just that. They're extensions of the movement. But everything centers around the bandha action in your core, okay? And I really over-exaggerated it. You don't have to be quite that tilted in your pelvic area. In the beginning, though, it might help. You just want to be here. But if this helps to tilt, to find that scooping, you know, then by all means. But I wanted to point that out and break down nakrasana because that was hugely helpful for me. It took a lot of work out of the pose by finding the twerk. And that's not Olivier's words, those are mine. But really activating those bandhas was his cue. So I want to give him credit for that. So that's just a quick little breakdown on nakrasana. It's not overly complicated. Like I said, keep your feet together. Make sure everything is working as a unit. And then allow the action to stem from your center. And I can't stress this enough. If everything is not active and fully integrated, then it's going to be like dead weight going across the floor. So you don't want that. You want to just be completely cohesive in your body, in your structure, and then use the bandha to do the work. All right? So that is nakrasana, guys, the crocodile pose. Just a few more things. It is the holidays, and so I wanted to let everyone know that, like, I do work online. I work in person, but I also work online. So if anyone is stuck on an asana, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm actually doing $50 off all my private sessions until January 1st. So if you'd like to book a session with me to go over some of the things that you're stuck on in your practice, feel free to reach out to me. The holidays tend to be a slower time, which is why I do offers like this. So anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Bye.